Hello, I'm Matt Schweitzer, a former president, I should say, of St. Luke Council and a current member of the Social Concerns Committee. We're here to share some information with you today before our annual meeting on January 25th at 11 a.m.
I'm Jerry Reese, Treasurer of the Master Planning Implementation Team.
And I'm Michael Ford. I am a co-chair of the Social Concerns Committee here at St. Luke.
So Michael, you and I sat in on a meeting last week to hear where we're at with the capital campaign. And Jerry, you've been an active member of the Master Planning Implementation Team from day one. What do you both think the congregation needs to know before the annual meeting on Sunday at 11 a.m.?
Well, if you take a look at the annual report, unlike other ELC congregations in Portland and Oregon, St. Luke has dramatically increased our membership, with giving having doubled in the past 20 years. This capital campaign is about needed space and important renovations and infrastructure for a growing congregation and a very vibrant ministry. I was pleased to learn about the good work of the Master Planning Implementation Team and the Church Council, because they've not only approved a working budget for next year, but they also endorsed an increased amount of money needed for the campaign.
So wait a minute. What do you mean more money is needed? I thought we were almost to the goal of $2 million for phase one of our project. We were told that we had $1.7 million in pledges and we'd already received $1.2 million in cash. Now all of a sudden we need $2.35 million. What's up with that?
Matt, I'm not the expert here, but I do know that quite a few members of our congregation have been working very hard on this planning for quite some time now. They've had to negotiate through many complex layers of land use approvals with the City of Portland.
I've heard the same thing last week from Jim Pence, our consultant with Kairos. He told us this is the most complicated planning process he has experienced in any church in over his 20 years as a consultant.
Well, nobody ever said it'd be easy, but why is it so complicated?
Well, it has to do with our unique topography, location in a residential neighborhood, our lack of sidewalks, curbs, gutters, and the construction that is absolutely necessary for us to get anything done. In order to sustain a church in our present location and to make improvements that are critical, we have to start with the basics, all of which have to do with safety, efficiency, accessibility, infrastructure, and City of Portland codes.
You know, at that meeting, I heard these as value added to our ministry as a congregation and setting the table for the future. We aren't getting everything we wanted at stage one, but we're getting some of the basic fundamentals that we literally have to build on. What do you think?
I'm with you, but Jerry, why are construction costs higher than we originally anticipated?
Some of the additional costs are driven by the City of Portland codes. We can't do any building improvements without installing a fire sprinkler system, which adds over $150,000. There is no solution to the stairs that meet code other than putting in an exterior stair tower. But there are benefits to this. For one, the building will be safer and more accessible. For another, replacing the existing stairs from the lower floor to the choir loft will open up additional space on each floor.
I also think the building upgrades are absolutely necessary. We're living in the Stone Ages with some of our current systems, and they've reached the end of their useful life. There's only so many times you can resuscitate an antiquated heating system.
You know, if the congregation gives us the green light on this, we'll also expand the narthex and vestibule additions. I don't know about you guys, but the narthex can feel like a jungle without bugs, and all of a sudden we've got more kids and more young adults in this congregation. And Lutherans, as we all know, are just not the same without their coffee, so I'm glad that area is going to get bigger.
I'm with you on that, Michael. And I was pleased to learn that we're going to preserve the Vermont House and make improvements there to the tune of about $10,000. Sly rocks, and they definitely need the space. That was a good investment when the congregation purchased the Vermont House several years ago. Still is.
You know, all that's good, and I was pleased to learn that we've expanded our church property through the local improvement district process to the City of Portland.
So Jerry, the MPIT has been working on this project, this street vacation project, for quite some time. Probably without a vacation, you probably without a vacation of your own. Thanks for that. So how does the local improvement district fit into our plan, and how are those costs related to the campaign?
Since we need to have the street vacated for any of these plans to work, the congregation needs to plan for the additional debt for this. The benefit is that we can finance it over time and don't need to start paying on the bill until sometime in 2016. This means we can focus on the campaign efforts now on getting the funds we need to complete all of the construction work in 2015.
Okay, Jerry, one more time on this street vacation business. Why are we doing that again?
The city said they would vacate Southwest 46th and Southwest Florida's to St. Luke, but only if we either built an accessible community path right through the middle of our property, or instead paid for sidewalks along Southwest 45th, along with Vermont and California, to provide our neighbors with even better pedestrian access than a path through our property. Both would cost about the same, so we're going to make the improvements to the city streets and preserve our own options to develop on vacated land, which means the financing of a 20-year loan of just over $600,000 to make these improvements.
Okay, so it means the congregation is going to be taking on additional debt in 2016.
Didn't we know that going in?
It's the only one cost that really hasn't inflated, and it's one cost we can finance over time with a low-interest loan with the City of Portland. We got 14,000 square feet of new property out of the deal. It will enhance the ability of people to come and go around here, and it sets the table for additional work that we envision in stage 2.
I've also heard people talking about possible add-ons that we all want, but aren't yet being financed in stage 1 of the campaign.
You know, I think planners call that value engineering, which is code for you don't get everything you want unless you raise more money or finance it through some grants.
Like kitchen upgrades and solar panels?
Yep. Any kitchen upgrades, solar initiatives will take some additional work and some funding, perhaps by grants or some other ways to finance them. And I know the members of the congregation are already working on some of that.
In the end, the Church Council voted on the operations budget for 2015 and reset the fundraising goal to $2,350,000 for the capital campaign. This includes paying off the entire remaining mortgage of about $78,000 with campaign funds as they come in during 2015, and also includes the $50,000 for the benevolence portion of the campaign.
So let me recap. At the congregational meeting, those attending will be asked to give a vote, yes or no, to the capital campaign's increased goal, which is projected at $2.35 million. Down the road, we'll be talking about financing about $635,000 with a 20-year loan with the City of Portland for the local improvement district.
Speaking for the master planning implementation team, that's our read, and it's true to the numbers we are projecting.
So do you think some members of the congregation will see this as the glass half empty rather than the glass filling up?
Yeah, maybe. But I think people are more inclined to worship, connect, and serve when they come to a church that is safe, accessible, welcoming, properly heated and ventilated, large where it can be for now, and always looking to the future. Put this campaign in some perspective a bit. I've been around here for 38 years, and we should remember that St. Luke as a congregation has given over $5 million in benevolence during that period of time, and countless hours of volunteer time to those of our neighbors in need, be they close by or far away. Where past and future come together, we are in the eternal present. And I think that's where God's love is. And I certainly see that love expressed here at St. Luke.
Okay, gentlemen, so let's end with a reminder. Our annual meeting is this Sunday at 11 in the sanctuary, and we want to give thanks to the Master Planning Implementation Team, the Church Council, our pastors, staff, and all members of St. Luke Lutheran Church. Thank you.